Have you ever thought about what a child in foster care goes through? You might be surprised. I used to host a trip for those politicians and leaders who were interested in how the system works and where it doesn't. I started by handing each participant a white plastic garbage bag. I explained that they were now foster kids and that their parents had been arguing. It had come to blows. Both were in prison now, and they would have to come with me. The bag, I continued, was for their clothing and most important things, but they had to fill it quickly because we have places to be. What would you do? What would you put in that bag if someone came for you in your life as it is now? Would you remember to pack socks and underwear? Or would you reach for the photo album and your electronics? We would then load into a car. As I drove them, I would tell them about a lovely new family that was anxious to meet them. But we would have to make a quick stop first. I would drive to the hospital and explain how many kids were abused and needed medical help, and others neglected and needed different medical help. After what felt like a very long time to a child, we would be on the road again. This time we would pull up to a strange house filled with strange people and strange rules. We would sit together for half an hour, talking over the rules, expectations, and consequences with these strange people. Then I would stand up to leave. In most children, panic would set in, as the only person who knew where their home really was had just stood up to leave. In a moment, they would be alone. How would their parents find them? Because this was just a simulation, I would ask the participants to take a ride with me. In a foster child's life, 2 weeks may have passed. We would head to the assigned visitation center, where each child may be allowed to visit their parents under supervision. What might be your first question to your parents? For many, it's, when can we come home? A question no one can answer. Only the judge can say it's time. We would finish off this trip by stopping at the courthouse, a place where a true foster child would never see. They would never meet the judge, who could say that they had to stay or go home. They would never hear the lawyers representing their parents. They would never hear the social workers detailing how much or how little their parents had done to get them back. How would all this be different with a CASA, you might ask? When a child is assigned a volunteer by the court, that volunteer will visit with the child. The volunteer would listen to the child, talk about his or her concerns, and answer their questions. That volunteer would then meet with the parents, the foster parents, the child's families, teachers, doctors when necessary, anyone important to the child's case. The volunteer would then write all of this to the judge in a report. And of course, the volunteer would keep meeting with the child, answering their questions and hearing their concerns, and sharing both questions and concerns with those who needed to hear them. And so it would go on, with the volunteer advocating for the child in court and out until a safe, permanent home could be decided on, whether that is the child returning to the parents, going to a family member, or becoming available for adoption. Studies have shown that children who have been assigned CASA volunteers are more likely to graduate high school, will have been in less foster homes, and are less likely to re-enter the welfare system once a permanent home is determined. How can you help? You can donate. go.rallyup.com/showcasalove24 is the donation site for this campaign, or you can text Love 2024 to 33100, or you can go to a Child's Place CASA website and donate there. You can share what you've learned with your social media and word of mouth, just telling your friends. If you tell 3 friends and they tell 3 friends, and pretty soon everybody understands what CASA is doing in the Ohio Valley. You can also learn more. Go to rallyup.com/showcasalove24. You can learn on our YouTube page at Child's Place CASA 3640. And again, you can go to the website, childsplacecasa.com. You can make a difference. Start today.